All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is a shock as CNN savagely turns on Democrats after voters abandon the party. All right, let's check it out.
CNN has turned on the Democrats. Yes, in a very surprising turn of events, CNN data guru Harry Enon took a stab at the Democrats, desperately asking the party, "What are you doing?"
The Democratic brand right now has about the appeal with the American voter as the Cracker Barrel rebrand has with the American consumers. Bad, bad, bad. What are you doing? Oh my goodness gracious.
The host then went on to...
That was CNN for real?
Voter as the Cracker Barrel rebrand has with the American consumers.
Are we telling the truth,
bad,
guys?
bad. What are you doing? Oh my goodness gracious.
The host then went on to present some dire statistics from the Democrats in relation to voter registrations.
Are there any bright spots for Democrats? Have they picked up any ground since January 1 in terms of party registration? Not in these key swing states, these 4 key swing states. What are we talking about? Party registration margin gains since January 1, 2025. Which party's gained in Arizona? The GOP. How about Nevada? The GOP. North Carolina? The GOP.
Guys, Democrats have just become like excessively unlikable. All right, and I think that's just what it is here. They've kind of went too far to one side. Now, don't get me wrong here. The right has also done the similar thing at times here, guys, right? Everyone seems to be living in the extremes. We have, in fact, let the extremists take over the country, right, basically. We need to kind of all come back to the middle, if that makes any sense. Come back to the moderate positions. But the Democrats, what they push is just excessively unlikable. Like, you cannot say... This niche subgroup, let's just say this here, is now officially going to be more important than the rest of the country who's not a part of some random niche subgroup, guys, okay? They have not learned at all. I have no idea if they're going to be able to.
How about in Pennsylvania? We'll make it 4 for 4, the GOP. The bottom line is this, Jessica Dean. When it comes to party registration, Republicans have made massive gains compared to 8 years ago. They are in their best position in these key 4 swing states dating back at least 20 years. You have to go back at least 20 years, at least in the case of Nevada, longer in North Carolina and Pennsylvania. So Republicans looking pretty gosh darn good, at least when it comes to party registration. And we'll see what happens down the road. But at this point, as I said at the beginning, the Democratic brand is about as good a position as the Cracker Barrel rebrand. It is bad, bad, bad for the Democrat.
This commentator reacted to the surprising move by CNN, saying CNN just admitted it live on air. The Democratic brand right now has had about the same appeal with American voters as the Cracker Barrel rebrand has with consumers. That's not commentary from Fox. That's CNN.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that,
They're finally saying
guys.
out loud what we've all seen on the ground.
Right, the whole time.
Dems can't recruit new voters. Swing states are shifting. The GOP is making registration gains in places they haven't led for 20 plus years. This isn't a red wave, it's a political exodus.
Yep.
America's waking up, and CNN just sounded the alarm for the left. And another host doubled down with these concerning numbers for the Democrats.
In all 30 states that track party registration, we're putting on the screen the data. It shows altogether Democrats have lost 2.1 million voters. Republicans have gained 2.4 million. That's a deficit that you have of 4.5 million voters.
Commentator C.J. Pearson agrees, saying people aren't buying what the Democrats are selling.
Why are millions of people leaving the party?
Because we're so back. I realize what I'll say. But also, too, because I think people are frankly not buying what the Democrats are selling right now. You know, what we saw in the 2024 election among voters, 18 to 30 was a 20-point swing into the favor of Donald Trump, a Republican, unprecedented in what we've seen historically. And I think as we continue to see young people continue to come over to the Republican Party, come over to conservatism, we'll continue to see this gap between Republican and Democrat voter registration continue to grow. And I got to tell you,
I agree.
It makes a lot of sense. Democrats don't have a vision. They don't have anything that they actually have to sell. And
I mean, hashtag activism. That's what they want. That's all they push. That's what they want. And that's it.
Republicans are not just selling hope, but they're selling results. And the results are a stronger America, a better America for the future, but also the present.
Absolutely.
And it's not only CNN turning on the Democrats, with MSNBC's Scott Jennings grilling the mayor of Chicago on crime after Trump's cleanup of Washington, D.C. was a great success.
Hearing what I'm saying, I'm agreeing with you that all of these other social programs are extraordinarily important. I just need a yes or a no, and then this will be the last time I ask. If you get all of those other social programs that 800 million that New York City does, Los Angeles, other people do with great success, would an additional 5,000 cops on the streets in Chicago help complement those programs to make Chicago safer?
White House
I wanted to hear the nonsense Brandon Johnson was about to say, guys.
Chief of Staff Stephen Miller reveled in the downfall of the Democrats, slamming them on Fox.
The Democrat Party does not fight for, care about, or represent American citizens. It is an entity devoted exclusively to the defense of hardened criminals, gangbangers, and illegal alien killers and terrorists. The Democrat Party is not a political party. It is a domestic extremist organization. Look at Chicago. They've shut down the police department. They've handcuffed law enforcement. And as President Trump says, they have turned the streets of Chicago into a bloody killing field. Here in Washington, D.C., before President Trump launched the federal law enforcement liberation in D.C., there was a murder on the streets of this town every other day. Body after body after body after body. That was Washington, D.C. Now we're 2 weeks homicide free. The safest the city has ever been in its entire history.
All right, guys. I've been saying for a while, I have no idea what the Democrat Party is going to do. Now, listen, I am absolutely not in favor of there not being a Democrat Party. I think there needs to be multiple options so we just don't end up in some type of autocracy legitimately, okay? Now, there's a good amount of people in the United States of America that do not adhere, let's say, to what the right is currently pushing. There's a good amount of people. Again, Trump did not win 100% of the votes here. But do you want to wipe out their voice, guys? Regardless of how crazy it is, like as Americans, okay? Like, listen, I understand. There are going to be some people who say we just need to get rid of their opinions, okay? But the problem is that is it even a problem? Listen, guys, we're in a free country, right? People have the ability to kind of believe and perceive the life the way they want to perceive it, regardless of how wildly crazy it is. And it is. It's wildly crazy. But I would not want to ever get to a position or point where we only have one political party. That's actually relevant, because that's kind of what we're turning into. That's what we're going to turn into. And a lot of this is going to come down to the fact that the Democrats get in office and do nothing. People have seen now the world has not, crashed, let's say. Black people are not all in jail or back into slavery. Let's just say that there. Women are still allowed to do whatever they want to do in life, right? So what is it that you allowed CNN to kind of rope you into this theory, this thought that just made no sense here? And I think there's a good amount of people who are starting to kind of realize that actually happened, right? CNN, MSNBC, like these entities completely told you that don't believe your lying eyes. And Trump walks in and he's like, nah, bro, we need to get rid of this crime. All right. And listen, I don't mind that. I'm telling you. All right. I do not want us to turn into some like militaristic third world, fourth world country. I definitely don't want that at all. I'm not super partial to seeing like soldiers on the street as you're walking down it, because generally soldiers have no, let's say, bedside manner. Okay. They're soldiers. They're drones for the most part. Right. And so you need to understand that that's not a good thing that anyone truthfully should want, let's say. But we need to do something, and talking is not enough anymore, guys. All right. We need to do something. All right. But all right. Listen, guys, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.